Good morning, dear viewers and my dear trainees. Today I am going to discuss the next part of the field trip and excursion, part 2. So, before starting, let us review what we have discussed in the last class. In the last class, we have discussed about the co curricular activities, the importance of curricular activities, field trip and excursion, its definition, purpose of field trips, and today we are going to discuss about steps in conducting field trips. So number 1, planning, number 2, preparation, number 3, execution, number 4, follow up, number 5, evaluation. So the number 1 step is planning. So before going any field trip or excursion or doing any work, as we all know that planning is most important phenomenon or factor, because without planning our work would not be successful or we cannot do it perfectly. So number 1, planning. The proposed site should be surveyed well in advance. Date and time should be decided. Mode of traveling should be booked at the earliest. Expected expense per student should be calculated. So we have visited many places during our B.Ed first year course, also B.Ed second year course, in our college, in our university also. So we know much about it. Most of the trainee have well experience about the excursion and field trips, because without any planning, if you are not decide any date, time or expenditure per head, then there will be chaos later on. So next is preparation. The union of the visit should be made clear to the pupils. Duties and responsibilities of each pupil should be made definite. Permission of the places to be visited should be secured well in advance. Permission of parents for the field trip should be obtained before the commencement of the program. So, what are the duties and responsibilities each pupil or trainee should have, or each student should have? We should decide it before pre-visit, means before going to the field. We should decide it, the responsibilities, duties, and we should divide the duties and responsibilities. Permission of the particular place should be taken in advance if it is necessary. Permission from parents is also most important. Suggestion from parents is most important. Number 3 is execution. This step is concerned with the execution of the plan. Here teacher should act as a guide. Execution, the important person here is the teacher, who will guide and make the trip a successful one, who will keep things in discipline, guide the children, guide the student, and instruct them whenever necessary. Follow up. Follow-up work will ascertain about the planning and organization aspect of the field trip. Pupils may be asked to write a report, display materials collected during field trip. Follow-up will be useful in reviewing the role of each member. So follow-up is the future. What is they are going to do after coming from the field trip? They should write a report on the spot they visited, and systematically they have to write what they have seen there in the field. Evaluation, number 5. After the field trip, people must review their work and try to see what mistake they have committed in execution. This is a stage of self criticism by the pupils which helps to improve the future planning effectively. The purpose of excursion is broader than that of a field trip. Excursion also awaken interest, first-hand experience, and all senses are brought into action. Excursion will provide an opportunity to the student for community living, which is indeed a powerful means of education, entertainment, and personality development. It also helps in developing social skills and values. So the final step is the evaluation. In this step, the question of self-criticism arises by the pupils, which will help them to improve the future planning. Means what mistake they have committed while executing, what mistake they have committed during planning, what are the future mistake they should not repeat again and again. Through their experience, they should identify it and discuss it, so that in future they are not going to repeat it again and again. Excursion also you can interest first and experience. So there is a little bit difference about excursion and field trip. Excursion takes lots of days, and its aspect is different a bit. Next, I'm going to discuss about facilities and support of field trips to create knowledge. Field trips and excursions are generally much more close related to the out of school experiences of young people than are the experiences gained in the classroom. Field trips tend to be much more meaningful and permit easier and transfer of learnings to the education of real life problems. Field trips make possible the study of actual objects, and objects stimulate more curiosity than do ideas. During field trip, all senses are brought into action. Field trips act as a follow-up experience. Field trips should be for review and drill. It permits a class to engage in activities that are too noisy or too violent. So these are the facilities and support field trips to create knowledge, and is quite different from the usual traditional classroom activities. Need and importance to help bridge the gap between education and hands-on experience. Whatever you see with your eyes, you hear with your ear, and you touch and feel it, you can experience more knowledge than you listen to the teacher in the classroom. Development of social skills of the learner. While you go together with the teacher, with the other colleagues or students or other classmates, you will develop social skills, how to live with other, how to cooperate with other, how to tolerate, how to be socially skillful person. Plenty of opportunities to incorporate the field trip experience back into classroom activity after returning to school. So whatever skills you will develop, cooperation, uh, helping others, tolerate speaking skills, group discussion, different kind of activities which you will perform in the field trip will obviously help in the classroom activity also in future. The students can instill the lesson garnered on the field trip through presentations, slideshows, and answer questions. So whatever they have got idea, whatever they have gained in the field trip knowledge, they can show through the presentation, slideshows, photographs, and all. Answer questions also they can answer very easily whatever they have learned in the field trip. Some more values of field trip and excursion: gives first-hand experience. As you will know, whatever knowledge you are getting in the classroom is a second-hand experience from the book, from the teacher, etc., from the writer. But whatever you gain in the concrete knowledge is from the field trip, that is first-hand experience. Supplements and enriches classroom teaching. Creates spirit of scientific inquiry. It creates an inquiry. Whatever is happening, if you go to the river side, then you can think inquiry will come to your mind. How the water comes, from where the water comes, how many animals are there. Inquiry kind of thinking, scientific inquiry will be developed in you. Gives training and observation, so it will create, obviously it will create a training in you. Stimulates interest in nature and learning. Whenever you go outside in the field trip or excursion, you will have love for the nature and also interest in the nature, learning something from the nature. Correlates the school life with the outside world. Provides opportunity for utilizing community resources. Gives relief from our routine classroom work. So generally we are always accustomed to do the regular classroom activities, which is too much boring for the student. So get relief or recreation to usual classroom activities. So we should go outside sometime for field trip also to gain knowledge. Develop qualities like leadership, you know very well. Cooperation, how to cooperate with other, how to manage the things, how to deal with others. Good public relations, self-confidence also at the same time. Provides opportunities for bringing out talents and tastes. So let us come to the conclusion now. The field trip should not be taken as a pleasure trip all the time, though it is a sort of an enjoyable activity, of course, but we should not take it as a pleasure trip. It is a learning experience at the same time also. So school authorized teacher planned curriculum integrated field trip can provide the most concrete and the most real learning experience rather than any other activities. Thus we can say that field trip or excursion are the most important and necessary part of the curriculum. So dear tennis, I hope you have understood whatever I have explained. If you have any question or query, without any hesitation, you can ask me. And when the teachers is seeking for your feedback, and as you know that we will try our best to give you whatever necessary materials or necessary supplements for the education from our side. So thank you.